right, we're back December 13th, 2025. Today we are at Greenwood Cemetery. It is one of the oldest cemeteries here in Orlando, Florida. Actually located about 5 to 10 minutes from downtown Orlando. We're gonna go up and now a couple things. They do have a historic walking tour. They also claim that this cemetery, being that it's so old, is haunted. Greenwood Cemetery, a historical landmark near downtown Orlando, Florida. It is also thought that this place is very haunted. I think we're gonna get into that a little bit today. We're definitely gonna get into some of the historical grave sites that are here, see if we can find them. They give you this pamphlet here that you can locate the graves and whatnot. So we're gonna get into that. If you can see off there in the distance, all those people, the cemetery is basically empty today. It's just, there's a pretty big event here. It's called Reefs of America. It's basically a veterans ceremony just to honor the veterans. So thank you for their service, obviously. But besides that, we are gonna be on the hunt for some graves. Historical graves. Yeah, put that in there. And of course, one of my favorite parts about living up in Central Florida is the abundance of Spanish moss trees. They're beautiful. Now, if you see the tree to the right, that's the tree I grew up with, which is, I guess, a version of a palm tree. So, let's do it. Green Lawn Memorial. I don't even know if it's called Green Lawn or Greenwood. I'm not sure, but decided to leave there because the Reefs for America event for our veterans was getting real busy. So I didn't want to be in the way, and there's a ton of cars. So I looked up other cemeteries and famous grave sites that we could visit. And again, we got the beautiful Spanish moss trees behind us, epic. A place, side note, a place that I do want to visit is a lot of Jeepers Creepers. The horror film has a lot of locations, not a lot, but there's a few locations that I can visit in Ocala, Florida. Ocala, Florida has beautiful trees and beautiful landscape. So I came across, or one of the recommended grave sites to visit in Central Florida is that of the famous American artist, Bob Ross. Now, I'm not the biggest Bob Ross fan. I kind of, like everybody else, knew of him from his landscape paintings and his unique style. So let's see if we can find it. We're here at the Woodlawn gravesite in Gotha. Gotha is probably 10 miles west of downtown Orlando. So let's do it. Well, there he is. The legend, Bob Ross. This is one of the playlists that I will be starting, which is visiting grave sites of people that, visiting the grave sites of just famous, well-known historical figures. Bob Ross, definitely part of the American culture. But yeah, people leaving their brushes and their own personal landscapes. Someone put a wreath. You got a little Bob Ross ornament there and a nice American flag. So, oh, look at this. There's even a little Bob Ross, sort of like over here. It's an energy drink can. So that is located right in this area. It's really beautiful, next to a lakeside. right under a Spanish moss tree. Whenever I go out to a cemetery, especially one like this one that is extremely quiet, like the last one I was at now was actually really loud because of all the event going on and whatnot. You know, obviously you start to become reflective. You start to think about your own life and you know, the eventual end that we're all gonna go to. And I've told my cousin that my first cousin, who actually his career's in the cemetery, and he manages them and stuff like that. So, and I've explained to him what I want, and I've explained to Melissa what I want if anything ever happens to me. So I wanted to get it on video and get it out. So for my funeral, which I hope is many years from now, it's hard to say, but heck it, I'll just go and say it. I told my cousin that I want everybody to gather by the ocean. It doesn't have to be like the beach, or it could be you know, I don't know, a bay or something or whatever. I want to be placed on like a canoe, laid on a canoe or some sort of raft, and I want to be pushed out to sea. There's a song that I gave him that I want to play, and then I want him to hire professional archers so that when I'm out in the ocean, they can shoot an arrow into my skiff, into my little canoe, and light it on fire. But what I want is I want the archers to miss on purpose, and then I hit like some rocks or something. Cow and cheese. All right, here's a reveal smash burger. Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. Wow. Bacon. Woo. Double. Let's see. All right, my review. Cow and cheese by UCF, University of Central Florida. Well, it's really good. Really good. I'd say a little overpriced, but still very good. All right, guys, just got out of Cow and Cheese smash burger spot. They also got wings. I'd say it's pretty good. I give it about a 7.5, 8 out of 10. Good smash burger, a little salty, but I like salt. So besides that, come check it out if you're in the North Orlando area. All right, so had a little bit of a detour today after my last video in the last cemetery I went to. Had to go home and take care of some things. So now I'm back, and I'm actually in Disney. I'm at the Beach Club Resort. We're gonna pop into the boardwalk and the Epcot Resorts Circle and see if we find any good Christmas treats. Let's do it. Into the Beach Club. Wow. If I'm not mistaken, that's completely made out of edible dessert. Chocolate, sugar, all of it. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, we're making our way to where all those gold lights are. That's the boardwalk. Hotel and resort. Wow, it's busy. People saying the economy's struggling, but I'm not really seeing that tonight, that's for sure. Some of the holiday decorations here. Go. So at most Disney resorts at night, typically on the beach or an open space, they will play Disney movies. Obviously they're playing Tangled. Good movie. And then look at this super cool ship here. I believe it's it's a kid's slide that goes all the way over here to the pool. Guys, just so you know, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but videos for the beach club and the yacht club will be coming. Two of my favorite resorts. So be on the lookout for that. Ice cream. Blue ribbon or no? Kids there by the tree. Flying Fish, pretty good restaurant out here. Been there.
But it was weird. I wasn't.
Playing Frozen over there. Got the new one coming out soon. Boat service to the Epcot. Take you to Epcot, which is that way.
Give it up for Princess Maggie, everyone! I'm gonna take these. Okay, roll up. Don't go anywhere yet, because obviously those are made too easy. We're about to go on the left side of Disney.
That's the movie I sat through.
Right on in front of you. We're gonna go on the low budget teacups. Woo! Obviously, I can see the eyes.
All right, let's go in the Screen Door General Store.
So I'm gonna have you stick your hand out right in front of you.
All right, we're gonna try the gingerbread cookie, the red one.
I like balls.
All right, time to try this gingerbread holiday cookie at the boardwalk. So, like I said with the Yacht and Beach Club, there will be obviously a boardwalk, I almost said Boardwalk Empire. There will be a boardwalk resort video as well. The reason why the Epcot resorts are my favorite, which if you want to know what the Epcot resorts are, it's due to the fact of their proximity, being so close to Epcot, and that would be Yacht Beach and Boardwalk. A lot of people think that Swan and Dolphin is included in that. Technically it's not, because Swan and Dolphin, as we know, is managed by Marriott and owned by Marriott. I believe Disney still has a minority stake in the company, but in the hotel. But yeah, and plus these here, the Epcot resort, they have some of the best restaurants. They're very close to Epcot. You would enter through the back of Epcot, which is the International Gateway. You can also hop on the Skyliner, which would take you to Hollywood Studios. So it's got a lot of things going for it. And plus, if you stay here and you can go into Epcot whenever you want, if your tickets or your passes allow that, you got the restaurants there too. You're right by Le Chef's in France. You're a little short walk away from the Caramel Shop in Germany, the restaurants in Italy, the restaurants in Japan, which are all located at the back of Epcot. So overall, logistically, my favorite resorts are these, the Epcot resorts. And let me tell you something. I think for my money, the Yacht and the Beach Club and the Boardwalk, I believe, is considered a deluxe. Yacht and Beach, I'm not sure if they're considered deluxe, but for my money, they're nicer than the Polynesian. For sure nicer than the Polynesian. So something to consider. Come here to the Boardwalk. It's Coney Island themed 1920s. You got your games here you can play. I was always pretty good at this. I mean, basketball, obviously, I'm athletic. I'm good at every sport. I don't want to, humble brag. When you stay at the Boardwalk, they mean it. You can literally walk on boards. One of my favorite things to do at this time is to see the guests as they leave the theme park, how exhausted and tired and frustrated. But hopefully they had a good time. All right, that's gonna do it for today. Catch you guys on the next one. Like and subscribe. I'm out.